Hi there and welcome to the Colour Project, an online art workshop brought to you by Creative Ways Harlow and Essex 2020. My name is Amanda and I'm an artist with Creative Ways, and in today's workshop I'll be exploring with you how to make an embossed artwork using thin metal sheet. This metallic theme leads us nicely into the session's colour, which is gold.
Hi everyone, my name is Farah and I'm a trainer, life coach and colour specialist, and I will be co-hosting our special colour project recordings to celebrate Essex 2020 Year of Science and Creativity. I will be revealing the colour gold from the aspects of how it can affect us physically, mentally and emotionally, and how it can sparkle our world and therefore our general well-being.
To help celebrate the Year of Science and Creativity, Farah and I will be recording 3 special sessions which will each creatively explore a different colour. We're able to offer some free art packs and downloadable PDFs to accompany each workshop. To be one of the first 50 people to receive an art pack, please contact us via the email below, and also you'll find this email link on the Essex 2020 page and also at the end of the film.
Of course, these materials are also readily available at craft shops and online, and we have ensured that the materials we are working with are economical. So if you do get hooked, you can order more and carry on being creative. So why a colour project?
Well, colour is something that everyone can relate to. It's all around us and affects us in ways that we don't even realise. We're both really passionate about colour and about creativity, and I think Farah will agree that one of our favourite things is sharing this with other people. Focusing on a particular colour each week will enable us to explore different themes, techniques and materials in each workshop.
Absolutely. Our aim for these workshops is to inspire creativity and enjoyment for all, sharing the understanding of the amazing well-being benefits which come from creativity, the power of colour and the overwhelming health benefits that come to us from nature.
We hope that you will truly enjoy trying out what you learn in these workshops and that you'll contact us for one of the free art packs. The art packs contain everything that you're going to need for all 3 sessions and for the metal sheets that we'll be working with in the session today. If you have any questions, then please email us. You know our email by now, it's below and also at the end of this film and on the Essex 2020 events page. We hope that you'll have fun and join us for the other sessions and also spread the word and tell other people.
Welcome to the journey through the colour project. Our colour today is journeying with the colour gold. Colour, of course, is everywhere for us to enjoy, and to be able to see the beautiful array of colours around us is certainly a gift. It is also interesting to know that the way we take in colour is not only through our eyes, but also we absorb colour through all our senses, our skin and also our magnetic energy field, also known as our aura. On the occasion that we are fortunate enough to walk surrounded by hills or to experience being by the sea or even gazing up above us, the colours that surround us can have a profound effect on our mental and emotional health. This in turn can transform how we think, which can in turn inspire, calm, excite and indeed transport us. The energy of all that we take in can certainly be more powerful than what we once thought. The man-made world is also full of colour, and it is here where we can make choices of preference, selecting and using colour to surround ourselves and incorporate colour as we desire. The way we actually see colour happens through cells within our eyes that are stimulated and able to change the energy into electrical impulses for the brain. The human eye can only see the visible parts of the electromagnetic spectrum. In animals, of course, it's very different and many can see much bigger parts of the spectrum. But for us, what is visible is only a tiny part, which ranges from wavelengths about 380 millimeters to 740 millimeters, and gold is seen between yellow and orange, just around 620 millimeters. Gold is for sure nothing less than extraordinary and looks and feels quite different to any other colour. It comes from deep beneath the earth as a material, and it is formed by the great heat from early ages. Gold is both highly valuable but also inspirational and has formed the foundation for the wealth in society throughout history, not forgetting the dramas that have ensued because of the obsession and the greed of nations to possess it. The insatiable need for power and supremacy in the world has continued for centuries and has been largely fed by the desire to own gold. Gold, of course, is not a common element such as salt or carbon. It is this rarity that increases the desire to own it. Gold is also an element that has been mined, and if all of the gold that has ever been mined were to be collected and brought together in a single place, it is said that it would only fill half a dozen Olympic stadiums, or if placed underneath the arch of the Eiffel Tower in Paris, it would fit. Imagining this makes you realise how little gold there is in the world and its rarity, so its value. Gold is also, of course, a most remarkable metal and has properties that are extremely varied and invaluable. Gold is one of the oldest known elements, rare, exceptionally ornamentally beautiful and highly cherished. It's like no other substance on earth. We know because of this, it has a universal role in history of man stemming from its desire and magnificent colour and effect that has been showcased gloriously throughout the ages, cultures and kingdoms. Gold has metallic properties which create endless productive uses for it. One being that it's malleable or able to heat and form through high pressure, to be hammered or to be shaped and extended. Gold can also be beaten into gold leaf, as thin as 2/1,000,000 of a centimetre in thickness, demonstrating just how far a small amount of gold can be used so ingeniously. Gold can also be extraordinarily ductile, which means it can be drawn out or stretched without breaking or lowering its own material strength. In fact, a single ounce of gold can be poured into a wire which is almost 80 kilometres long, around 49 miles. So to imagine a town or a city that's 50 miles away, and imagine a few pieces of chocolate in your hand. That's the size of an ounce of gold that can be drawn out. Not only can it be beautifully shaped and sculptured, the yellow metal conducts electricity and does not tarnish. Gold is said to be chemically inert. This means it will not rust or fade, unchanging when exposed to air and water, and in fact most acids. Gold is highly efficient as a conductor of electricity, and so is used in most electronic devices, including the much used cell phones of our era. The gold contained in connectors, switches and relay contacts allows phones to remain free of corrosion. Because gold is a biocompatible metal, meaning it can be placed in contact with a person's body and not cause harm to the health, gold is regularly used for fillings, crowns, bridges and orthodontic appliances. Chinese physicians, tracing back to China 2500 BC used pure gold to treat various conditions such as smallpox, skin ulcers, and also to remove mercury from the body. Today, gold is still used in the form of salts to treat patients with arthritis, reduce swelling, and to relieve other joint pain and stiffness. Gold is also regularly used in the billion-dollar beauty industry in various ways to enhance complexion and hold back or try to hold back premature aging. Over 5,000 years ago, ancient Egyptians ingested gold for spiritual purification of the mind and the body, working to stimulate the life forces within and raise vibrational energy, enlivening, rejuvenating, curing many diseases. Even today, nanoparticles of gold suspended in water, diluted millions of times but nevertheless present, are available today with increasing reports of health benefits. Gold is a rare but edible substance. It's globally loved by chefs to use in minute quantities to decorate and dazzle desserts for extravagant visual displays and to treat uniquely specialized taste buds. When offered such foods, the therapeutic discoveries of the meanings of colour of gold and yellow can then be stimulated, such as positivity, confidence, feeling special, raising vibration, and of course, simply loving the moment of indulgence. Interestingly, gold has recently been found to play a role in reducing pollution. As a study in 2008 revealed, a materials scientist named Zhu Wai-yong at the Queensland University of Technology was one of the scientists who discovered that gold particles energized by the sun have an enhanced magnetic field around the particles, which can then break up pollutant molecules in the air. Interestingly, highlighting how the much admired stained glass windows, loved for their artistic beauty, were in fact purifying the air when the gold nanoparticles were lit by the sun. With all of this fairly new science and discovery of gold's exceptional properties, we may not fully understand or appreciate the use of gold in so many artistic, religious, traditional decorations used throughout the world, thinking only of the designer's eye for beauty, decadence, and the wow factor. One thing remains true. The wonderfully ornate beauty of gold has enhanced and brought a uniquely exquisite touch of glory to every historic structure that it's been graced upon. And due to gold's property of unchanging reality, regardless of the atmosphere it resides in, we can continue to enjoy and be captivated by it for as long as we remain. As history has shown, it outlives both emperors and empires. If gold does indeed purify the air, then the roofs of so many highly valued and revered constructions have their place both in the world of eco-balance and regeneration, but also gracefully, visually enchanting for all of humanity to see. Gold can remain underground, hidden for thousands of years, and when excavated will shine as beautifully as the day it was formed. Because of gold's seemingly everlasting ability, it is and has been regarded as eternal, and the famous tomb of Tutankhamun revealed that even kings knew of this truth. Using gold to make precious possessions, to glorify and give homage to places adorned with gold long after their own demise. Gold gives a bright, cheerful feeling, just as yellow does, and it is, of course, a colour representing success and attached to a sense of feeling like a winner at the top. Words such as prestige and quality are often associated with the colour gold due to its history, rarity and value as a precious substance, but it is also known for its uplifting and positive outlook and brings sparkle and pizzazz when used in advertising to attract and entice those seeking luxury. The colour gold is actually a shade of yellow, and in fact it's a colour that's extremely difficult to recreate. It has a texture, and because it is a naturally occurring material, it has a unique look that is sometimes described as a shiny yellow or a sunshine yellow. Gold as a colour is generated by adding red and green colours together, and on the standard colour wheel sits between yellow and orange yellow. The texture created gives it the quality that's needed. The colour gold reflects the colour of the sun and so has many shades, ranging from strong and vivid yellow shades to brown-hued olive golds, often referred to as antique or old gold. And when using colours for design, these descriptions inspire the designers in creating their perfect look. Artistic elegance using gold dust, paints and leaf can be used to lift and heighten colour, producing artwork rich in depth and vibrationally exciting. And throughout history, artists used real gold, making bold and beautiful statements in their art, lasting lifetimes. For many hundreds of years in Japan, clay artists have transformed the scars and cracks of broken ceramic pottery and repaired it using gold to create an elegant and beautiful new piece of art to enjoy. By taking something damaged and fragmented, which to many may be laid to waste, the artist can lift, elevate and perfect it into something far grander than it set out to be, by merging the broken pieces with the illustrious beauty of gold. Psychologists often refer to the human existence of going through a struggle or a challenge and a human feeling broken inside, likening this art of kintsugi as going forward in life to take the broken pieces of yourself and open up to what life can offer you to become not only whole, but far more able to sparkle in your own reality. Gold is a beautiful and unique colour, and we are fortunate enough to be able to enjoy it. Aesthetically pleasing, colour transforming art, and signifying also wealth and grandeur. But gold provides never-ending generous uses for mankind in science, engineering and in health, with a rich and fantastic history behind its glory and its love, which has outlived the greatest of old and will no doubt outlive all those who adorn themselves and revere it to this day. It is a dramatic colour, a rare material, but also a colour that can enhance our well-being to feel more like the winners that we want to feel like and lift us in the vibrational energy of joy.
This is a really lovely project that we're going to do now that's going to incorporate some of those wonderful benefits that Farah was talking about, and using the colour gold and other metallic colours, sort of more coppery and silver. The materials that you need for this are very basic. You're just going to need some sheets of metal, so quite thin, sort of like a annealing metal. And if you're one of the lucky 50, then hopefully you can contact us and we'll send this out to you in an art pack. And then you'll just need some tools to scribe with. So you can buy special tools like this that are only a few pounds, or you can use things that you might have around the house, like the end of a paintbrush a pencil. I've got a wooden skewer here, maybe a paper clip. So just things to mark make with. And also you're going to need a design. So you can think of your own design if you feel really creative, or you could just use some reference books. So there's a really nice one here, the William Morris colouring book. Or I've got another little book here with lots of different designs in them. So that's all you're going to need for your basic equipment to make a beautiful piece of embossed metallic artwork. Okay, so the first thing you need is a design. Now I've chosen a really simple design for my first piece of work out of this little book, and I'm going to do the squirrel here. So you can photocopy this if you've got access to a photocopier or a copier at home, or you can use the old-fashioned technique of putting a piece of tracing paper over the picture and tracing around it, and that's what I'm going to do. One of the things to remember is have a sharp pencil, and then you'll get a nice crisp design. So very simply, just trace around your design. And when you have your design, I'm just going to use a small little square of the embossing medium. So it's so soft you can cut it with scissors. Now you need to secure your design onto the metal. So I'm going to centralise my design, because I think I might do a little border around it. And with a little piece of sellotape. You can fix the design onto the metal. And this will stop it slipping and moving around. Okay. And I'm going to work on a soft surface, so I'm using a mouse mat, but you could use a pile of photocopying paper, newspapers, and then I think I'm going to use this thin tool to sort of mark around the edges. So these are only about £1 or £2, you can buy them online. Okay, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time now and just carefully tracing around the design onto my metal. Okay, and I'm going to now choose a tool with a slightly bigger end. I've turned my design over, and I'm going to go around the lines either side of the line now, just to make it more prominent. So I've only done the tail, but if I turn it over, you can see the difference that's made. Okay, so I'm going to work slowly around the design. To really refine the design now, I'm going to flatten down the background of the squirrel. And so this design is in low relief. And for this, I'm going to choose the end, it's quite soft, the end of my paintbrush. And I'm just flattening the background to make the squirrel stand out even more. If I want to do my squirrel in high relief, that's a way that you can stretch the metal slightly and it will raise it. So if you want to do something in high relief, so now it's all nice and flat, I'm going to do the tail part in high relief. So I'm going to turn it on the back, and then I'm going to choose a tool that's quite wide. So I'm going to choose this one, and I'm literally just kind of slowly going around over the material and stretching it. And if I can show you a side-on view, as you can see here, the tail is slightly more raised. So I'm going to carry on working at this slowly. If you do it too fast, then there's a chance that you might put a hole through the material. So I'm going to do it quite slowly. And I'm going to change my tool. I'm going to use the end of the paintbrush. I think I might do a little bit more. I think I'll do all of the squirrel in a little bit more high relief. Also, you'll notice that there's some texture as well that I've added to the squirrel. So I've gone with the way that the fur would grow and do a little bit more on the tail. So just pressing down a little bit harder and making lines. Okay, I'm just going to go round this side once again, one more time, and then I think I'm really happy with that, and I'll start working on the background. Okay, so one finished little squirrel. Now I'm going to texture the background slightly, so I think I'm just going to do a series of little dots. So quite randomly. If you really get into embossing metal and these sort of techniques, then there are little rollers that you can buy where you can roll texture into the metal. Okay, and I'm going to flip the design over and do some more dots on this side. So this way the design in the background, you'll have some pieces that are raised and some pieces that are relief and some that are embossed. Now on a nice straight line, so using a ruler, which I'm going to do it on this side because I want it raised upwards. I'm just going to give my little squirrel a border, so pressing quite hard. So I've kind of framed my little squirrel And now you'll notice some of the edges of the metal are quite sharp. So there's two ways you can do this. You can either fold the metal over, or you can put a little piece of tape underneath. So I think I'm going to fold it over. So I'm going to use my ruler, and I'm going to for a little margin away. So that's my line that I've drawn for the frame. So a few millimeters, and then literally fold the metal over. And then I can use this tool to flatten it down. Yeah, that creates a really nice neat edge. Do that on all the sides. So you can be really scientific about this and measure it out. But I'm just using my eye. I'm just trying to get an even edge all the way around. Okay. So here you are. A really nice little fun project to do. So that could either be put on a card, it could be a little topper on top of a box. If you want to scrapbook, you can do it with that. There are other treatments that you can do to your metal. You can use a water-based black acrylic paint or ink to highlight areas of your work. And then leave that to dry. When the paint has dried, you can take something abrasive like wire wool and then carefully start rubbing away at the surface to remove some of the paint, but also some of the silver colour will come through, which is the base metal. This will make the design stand out more as well. I like the coppery gold colour. I think it looks really good with this squirrel, so I'm going to try and keep as much of that as possible and not press down too hard with the wire wool. And maybe work more of the outside area for the silver to come through. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick picture of this, and then I'm going to show you the two pictures side by side, so you can see if you like this effect or not, or whether you just wanted to keep it in its just embossed state. For my next design, I've chosen something a little bit more complicated. I'm going to do a little section of one of the William Morris designs. I really like this sort of section here. So I've photocopied the design from the book. I'm now going to fold it over to the piece, to the design part that I want. And once again, it's a case of taking the design onto the metal and then slowly outlining your design. I might not do all of this design, so I can simplify it as I'm working. I'm going to work on a softish background, and I'm going to use this kind of tool because some of the details are quite fine on there. So I'm just going to work on this design for a while, embossing on one side, turning it over, going around the lines on the other side. But I'm going to speed up this video for you because you don't want to watch me for 20 minutes doing this. Hope you enjoy it. Really happy with the design now, so I'm going to do a border. I'm going to draw a line with the ruler on one side and then the other side to make a really neat defined line. When I finish doing the border on all four sides, I'm going to take some wire wool and burnish the surface of the design to make it more defined. And once again, to neaten the edges so that they're not sharp, I'm folding them over using a ruler. A final burnish with the wire wool and then I think it's finished.